Hello and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we will be creating the guitar tone from the song Money for Nothing by Dire Straits from their 1985 album Brothers in Arms. Many people in the world, myself included, finds this tone very unique. I believe that's because the original creation process involved quite a few happy accidents in the studio. So we need to replicate those. Let's jump straight to the action. This tone sounds the way it does because of two very distinctive features. First one is the fixed wah, and the second one is the room sound. What I mean by that is, the rig starts with a wah pedal that stands at a fixed point rather than being changed by a controller. It basically acts like a bandpass filter. We do have some wah pedals inside the HX. I really don't know which wah was used on the recording, so I tested them out and compared by ear basically, and concluded that this one sounds the closest. You can use an actual wah pedal, of course, or if you don't have either of the options, you can just use a bandpass filter to mimic a similar result. Of course, I don't know how it was in the studio that day, but we're going to have the position on 50% today because I think that just works. Next step, we need a Marshall-like amp that will crank up. I think this one does the job pretty well. We need to really drive the amp, so it's gonna be around 6.4, I think. We're going to cut some mids. We need to make the resonance and the harmonics really pop up wildly, so we will give lots of presence and fair bit of treble on the amp. Full master volume basically. Let's go with this 4x12 greenback cabinet. I think they work well together. I mentioned two key elements, and the second one is a very roomy sound. We will achieve this by having so much space and a rather unconventional positioning with the microphone. Of course, we're going to change this to a SM57. I'm just going to go for max distance basically. You might want to experiment with positioning a lot if you're using a different platform. Next, we will be sending our sound to a stereo room reverb. I believe the reverb here is applied after, not via a pedal in front of the amp or from the amp itself. That's why we are having the reverb block on the very end. We're gonna decrease the decay a bit. No diffusion at all, and we're going to go very high on the mix. Lastly, I think we might need to cut off some 4 kHz. This step purely depends on what kind of pickups you have basically. Mine definitely needs some trimming. Like all of my videos, I've prepared a project where I record the other elements from the song for our demonstration here. It sounds like this currently without the guitar. Pretty basic drums and bass, essentially. Let's add the guitar on top and hear what our patch sounds like in the mix. I think we got pretty close. If you have this song in your setlist with your band, I believe you can just send this patch to your front of house and you will immediately nail the vibe of the guitar, and it's going to have the desired expression right away, I think. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this video informative and useful. Please like the video if you did so, and consider subscribing as I'm uploading videos like this one every week. For any synth, guitar or bass tone, you can just leave a comment. I will cover it. Take care everybody, and bye bye.